Patrick Mahomes is now the highest paid athlete in all of sports. That absolutely blows my mind. What's up, guys? It's the director. We got an interesting one today regarding the events, the news of what's going on right now in football with Patrick Mahomes getting himself a massive contract, kind of solidifying himself in the AFC West for the next decade plus. Now, you guys see the shirt I'm wearing. You see, the memorabilia everywhere. I am a Chargers fan, so I kind of want to react to what we're seeing here. I want to kind of give you guys my impression of what the next 10 years could look like from the Chargers perspective, and just kind of, talk it out with you guys. I want to do a more in-depth video here in a little while, talking about, how this may or may not be terrible for the Chargers, because there's a lot of things in the background going on when it comes to cap, when it comes to guarantees and stuff like that. But just kind of want to talk this over with you guys, because this is probably one of the biggest things that's happened in sport, money-wise, in the history of anything, in the history of all sports. Before we get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. Let's get into this video. So, the Chiefs lock up Patrick Mahomes through 2031 with a massive extension. Now, this is huge. 10 years, $503 million. $500 million to secure one player. That's absolutely wild to me. This means that the Chargers, this means that all teams concerned in the AFC West, that being the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos, it's almost guaranteed that we are going to be facing off against Patrick Mahomes until 2031. That carries with it so much, dude. Just like wrapping your mind around that. That is so much to think about when it comes to just one player, because I can see that if everybody knew that Tom Brady was going to be what he turned out to be at the very beginning, granted, he was very good at the beginning of his career. Granted that he did, win several Super Bowls throughout his career. But if we really knew, his third or fourth year in the league, what he would accomplish, I would see a deal like this being very on the table even back then. Maybe, $500,000 or $500 million is a bit, rich for that time in the NFL. But, the highest, most ludicrous number that you can think of, I'm sure would have been on the table for Tom Brady if they knew what they were getting out of him. This seems more, not like a leap of faith, because he's very proven, winning the Super Bowl this last year, but he's had a pretty star-studded roster around him, but still not really showing any sort of decline, just really an incline. He's really showing out there he's the best quarterback in football right now. So maybe the $500 million over the next 10 years is absolutely warranted. But that's absolutely crazy to think about. The Chargers right now are going through a huge change of their own, and it actually ventures into a space of uncertainty. We've had that Phillip Rivers, lifeline for 15 years. And as long as we've had Phillip Rivers, no matter what's going on around, surrounding him on the team, we've always kind of had a chance. And I feel like that's kind of the mentality they're going with Patrick Mahomes. The difference is Phillip Rivers didn't cause near as much as Patrick Mahomes. Like, absolutely. The big negative that the Chiefs are going to see through this signing of Mahomes is basically you've got Mahomes and that's it. It doesn't mean that their entire cap is going to be eaten by just Mahomes. Obviously, they're going to have some wiggle room, but you see a lot of teams trying a strategy of drafting a good quarterback, building a hugely studded team around them, and trying to make a Super Bowl run within the confines of the rookie contract. You've got 4 or 5 years on a rookie contract for a quarterback. Somebody like Patrick Mahomes can carry you to a Super Bowl because you can build around them. You can give them every opportunity to succeed with a decent line, with incredible receivers and your receiving weapons, decent running backs, a pretty decent defense. I feel like that's part of the equation with the Chiefs Super Bowl win this last year. Patrick Mahomes, again, he can't be studded in, you can't be throwing him in with all the rest of the quarterbacks in their situations, because you try that with other quarterbacks, like a Deshaun Watson, it's not going to work out the same. Mahomes is special. He's a special quarterback, and he's going to be somebody that, we see maybe keep that title for the next 10 years, for the next 12 years. But the fact of the matter is there was a formula there. There was a formula of, okay, Patrick Mahomes is here. He's on a rookie contract with him for 5 years with the 5th-year option. let's go ahead and get these guys, Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins and Travis Kelce and Mitchell Schwartz and, Eric Fisher. Let's make sure these guys are on the team, even if they cost a little bit more. Now, how much are they going to be? How likely are they going to be able to add, talent like that, or even maintain talent like that? Now that they're paying Patrick Mahomes, what is it, an average of $45 million a year? I don't know, dude. That's the big thing. That's the big. There's a pro and con to this, but that's the big con for Chiefs fans is, well, who are we gonna sign? who are we gonna surround Patrick Mahomes with? Who are we gonna give him to the tools he's gonna need to make another Super Bowl? Is he gonna have that surrounding cast that he had in 2019 with his first Super Bowl win? Likely not. The price of all these players is gonna go up, and there's gonna be an effect on this, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the price of his surrounding cast, it's not going to be able. They're not going to be able to fit that in their books with a guy like Patrick Mahomes on their roster. Now, again, it's not like stark contrast, black and white. Of course, they're going to be able to sign players. Of course, they're going to be able to fit talent on the roster. But it limits you. It does limit you quite a bit. That's what I want Chargers fans to pay attention to. And that's what I want Chargers fans to ask themselves. Because Tom Brady, the biggest reason I bring him up as an example is because he's the best quarterback maybe of all time. And because of that, and his coaching, you have to give his coaching a lot of credit there. But because of that, he's been able to take what a lot of people would argue as subpar surrounding cast and turn them into Super Bowl champions. You guys, Julian Edelman's good, but I don't think he's that good without Tom Brady. I guess we're about to find out. Rob Gronkowski, he's great. He's awesome. But how much better or worse would he have been with somebody else? If he went to another team, maybe he didn't have an elite quarterback, how good would have Gronk been? He probably still would have been really awesome, but maybe not the level that he was with Tom Brady. Guys like Wes Welker, you know what I mean? Those kinds of the receiving options that he's had outside of maybe Randy Moss throughout his career have all been pretty subpar. You know what I mean? Maybe Taven Branch a little bit. I don't know. So the question we got to ask ourselves as Chargers fans, the question we have to ask ourselves as football fans, is Patrick Mahomes going to be able to do the same thing for his team? Is he going to be able to take all of this money from their cap, average of $45 million a year, and is he going to be able to turn his surrounding cast, his subpar receivers, guys like Robinson, Mecole Hardman, those are great examples, talented players, but definitely elevated because of Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to be able to do what Tom Brady did? I don't know. Maybe, possibly, he could. But we don't know what this Chiefs offense looks like, at least modernly, without a surrounding cast that's absolutely star-casted. Like, star-studded. There's so many good players on the Chiefs offense. Travis Kelce, arguably 1A, 1B, best tight end in the league, next to maybe George Kittle. Tyreek Hill, probably the best deep threat wide receiver in the league. Mecole Hardman, one of the fastest wide receivers in the league. Mitchell Schwartz, one of the best right tackles in the league. You got Anthony Sherman, you can't disregard the fullback. One of the best in the league. He's got one of the best in the league of everything. What's it going to look like in a few years? I think a lot of their contracts start to expire 2022. Guys like Chris Jones on their defense likely won't be with them this year. What are the Chiefs going to look like in a couple of years when these stars start falling off their roster? Because they can't afford them. I don't know. What kind of quarterback is Patrick Mahomes? Is he the kind of quarterback like Tom Brady who will elevate the whole team regardless? And it's a really good comparison too because of their coaching. Bill Belichick, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, took those Patriots to multiple Super Bowl wins. Can Andy Reid do the same? Andy Reid is a very, very good coach as well. The Chiefs would they would look good keeping him on the team as well. Make sure that tandem of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are as tight as Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. If they do that, I see a possibility of it. But like I said before, the Chiefs are going to have so little money to work with surrounding him. I put this together, I slapped it on Twitter. Basically, everybody else is up for grabs at this point. If you want a Chiefs player, wait a couple of years, likely they may not be able to re-sign them. Now, the way that Patrick Mahomes' contract is constructed maybe gives him a little wiggle room at the beginning, but for a couple of years only. After that, they're going to be absolutely just so constricted by their salary cap for the betterment of a decade. So all these players you're seeing here, likely starting with Chris Jones, are probably going to go to a different team here very soon. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Honey Badger, Mecole Hardman, Mitchell Schwartz. You got Frank Clark down there, Eric Fisher down there. Those are players that will likely see other rosters within the next 3 or 4 years. Who's going to be there afterwards? I don't know. Are they going to be good enough to take the Chiefs back to a Super Bowl? Maybe, because of Patrick Mahomes. So this is just my general reaction, guys. I want to do a more in-depth video here coming up soon, because Chargers fans, this is our reality for the next 10 plus years. This is our reality for a long time. The Chargers' objective from here on out is how do we stop Patrick Mahomes? The same way everyone in Tom Brady's division was worrying about him. All right, guys, what do you think of this video? Hit us up with a like and sub if you do. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd love your guys' input. Putting together another video strictly regarding this conversation of Patrick Mahomes and what it means for the future of the Bolts. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty.